Welcome to a new segment that we're doing on my YouTube channel called the Squadcast Podcast, name made up by Marks. So, this is our first episode, right? Today I'm joined by Mr. Clutch, aka Noah, Ironclad, aka Marks, and then myself, Matthew, aka Matt XR55, or Shrimp.
Howdy, howdy.
Either one. Say what's up, guys. Say what's up.
What's up?
So occasionally you will probably hear Noah's roommate Luke in the background, so whatever he says, just ignore it. That's fine. He's a loud person. But, so, I guess...
You know,
you
know how many times I've tried turning down my mic volume just so, like, fucking, so he wouldn't be able to be heard, but...
Oh, just to cut him out? Probably a lot.
Yeah. That's why that was what I was experimenting with earlier prior to you going to work.
Oh, that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of work, I got a few stories from work. I told Marks one of these stories already, but this other story that I got happened earlier today when I was at work. But, so, with this first story, so I work with these two guys. Their name's Chris and Jamie, right? So, Jamie was talking to Chris because there's this girl that we work with. Her name's Laura. She works in the office area, and she's like, I would say everyone's dream girl, like fat ass, hot face. She's probably really nice. I don't know. I don't talk to her, but so they were talking about her like, hey Chris. So before I get into what they were saying, Chris is a white, more redneck kind of guy, right? And then Jamie's African American, and he acts pretty hood, but he's a cool guy. So today, when we were, or this wasn't today, this was a few weeks ago. So when they were talking, Jamie said to Chris, he was like, "Hey Chris, do you think Laura would go out with you? Like, do you think she would go out with you? All that." So Chris, out of nowhere, he just says, she wouldn't go out with me unless I had a knife to her throat. And I just started laughing my ass off. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. He just randomly says, she wouldn't go out with me unless I had a knife to her throat.
I guess that comes with the job, I guess. I mean, I don't, you gotta kind of think about it, like, what, like, I hear the story and I'm like, what the fuck, like, what possessed him to say that?
That's what I'm saying. I got no clue. Here's another thing. So Laura's like 24, 26. She's not too much older than us, but she is still older than us by a few years.
Except for Marks.
Except for Marks. But, and then Chris is like in his late 40s, maybe early 50s or something. He's on the older side. So, like, that just makes it even worse that he said that.
Yeah,
like,
that's
that just made that like 10 times worse.
Kind of creepy, you ask me.
Yeah. So, the other thing that happened today was while we were working, Jamie likes to show up to work smelling like weed every day. And on 420, he was fucking blasted. And then
Because we're still back in high school.
And then Chris pointed it out. Chris was like, you smell like weed every day you show up. And then Jamie was saying, do you smoke? And then Chris was like, well, I used to. And then Jamie was like, ain't no way you smoke weed. And then Chris was like, yeah, I smoked weed. My mom used to beat my ass for it, but yeah, I smoked. So he's like in his late 40s talking about putting a knife to someone's throat, and he smoked weed. And I'm pretty sure he still does, judging by what he was saying, because my job doesn't drug test.
Once a smoker, always a smoker.
Big facts. And then there's a manager from the morning shift that came in, and he asked me if I smoked. I was like, I mean, no. No,
Sounds
I don't
a little
smoke
suspicious there, man.
Yeah, it sounds a little suspicious. I mean, you said, I mean, no.
That's what I said
like
to him. I said no.
There's a little pause right there, so.
I mean, No? How's that
Watch,
possible?
watch next week fucking drug test come out. Hey guys,
Nah, they
annual
don't
drug
drug test
test.
there. They don't drug test there at all.
I don't have a story to really bring up. I'm kind of like, since we're sitting on the Call of Duty main page or fucking lobby right now,
Uh-huh.
I kind of want to get everybody's opinion on like how could Activision like better this. Because I mean, this is mostly what the content you put on your page is.
Just
So
about, yeah.
unless we're doing some random let's play with 4 of us,
On the forest.
yeah.
We need to bring that back sometime.
I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
it right now.
So, all right. So, Activision came out saying that there's going to be a mid-season update, and this is mostly pertaining to you, Marks. Kind of gives like whoever's viewing the content that Matthew provides. They said that they're bringing out a new camo for the mid update, and it's going to be even harder to get to than Damascus was. And the average, like you told us, the average day was what?
He left the party.
Yeah, but he's still in the party.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So you said the average days for like you that took you like on game was like 22 days to get it?
Well, that was 22 days of playing like Search and Destroy with y'all, just playing just for fun. I wasn't exactly going for Damascus all 24 of those days.
Mm-hmm.
It took some people like maybe 5 a week.
5 days.
I know it took
I need to see
FaZe
how many
Jev
days.
like
I only got 11
a
days.
few days, like maybe a week or more. And they already said that Damascus was really hard to get. But I'm not exactly sure how hard this thing is gonna get.
Yeah,
But I'm not really worried.
If it's harder than Damascus to get, a lot of people probably won't like that because there are so many people just complaining online that getting Damascus was such a grind that it shouldn't have been such a grind as it is.
yeah, it's anything about it like I think Damascus should have been like you get like the whole primary. And then the secondary, you get that secondary, you get Damascus for the secondaries. That's how I
Yeah,
think they should have.
My biggest pet peeve was that they linked up the riot shield with the knife as being part of the melee type weapon. So if you got the knife gold, you didn't get it platinum until you got the riot shield gold. But this new, another thing with the new gun skin is that it only goes per gun. You don't have to get all of the ARs done to get the gun skin. You only have to get one done if it's already gold to get the master skin.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be grinding out every weapon to get the new gun skin unless I'm purely just have no life, which is close to the case. But, you know.
So, in your opinion, would you say like I know what you told us, but for like the people that haven't done it and that are like working towards it, would you say it was worth it to do it? Like, do you feel accomplished on something on the game that?
I mean, definitely. Like, a lot of people won't go for it because they all go for M4s, MP5s, shotguns, stuff like that. I think it was definitely succeeding for me to try out every single gun and see which one I liked best, and I found out the P90 I really liked. The M4 obviously is great and all, but I like the Kilo or the M13. M13 is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But the Odin was good. It was all just fun in the game, working with every single gun. A lot of it was hard, but if you go far enough, you'll be like, I can't stop now. I got like all these things done. Why don't I just finish it? So I think it's really succeeding to try all the different guns.
So, with that, a lot of new updates are coming out, especially with the Warzone. They're going to try to, and even multiplayer, they're going to start doing the cheater on cheater, not ruin the players that aren't cheating.
Yeah, they've already done that for Warzone.
Yeah. So, and I kind of like the way Infinity Ward and Activision are going about this. because it's very unfair for us to actually like play on controller that just play the game for fun.
There's a
And when
Go ahead.
and when you like get in those games, like it's very annoying to get with that cheater, especially if they're like blatantly doing it, and they're not really hiding that they're cheating. So it's like one of those things I just hope they like enforce more on. I know that there's already been like over 77,000 like 77,000 bans to the
Uh-huh.
cheaters, but you gotta realize that these cheaters are just gonna make new accounts.
Yeah. What if they start doing what like Xbox 360 did back in like 2009 or 2010 or whatever, where they would just ban like that whole console. So if let's say someone's cheating, Activision just bans their account on that PC. Like they somehow find a way to ban that PC from logging into Call of Duty or Activision.
Yeah, and so I was talking with Alan, a guy that we play with. For those that don't know,
He's a
um,
PC player.
he's a PC player. So I asked him. I said, have you been able to get hacks and stuff? He was like, if I really wanted to, I could get the hacks, but that would ruin the fun of the game for me.
Alan's already really good. He doesn't need the hacks to be good, considering he's already like one of the best players we play with.
Yeah, and but like I was talking to him, he was like the way the bans are going with some of my friends and other PC players that he's spoken to is like PC players have like one account to Call of Duty. What they would have to do is they have to rebuy the game and set up a whole nother Activision account.
Oh, so if their account gets banned, they have to rebuy the game.
Uh, yeah, pretty much. They have to rebuy the game and then redo everything. So it's kind of like cutting out those PC players.
I think that's a win actually, because it's making if the hackers are really that determined to getting into the game and hacking to win, then banning their account and making them have to rebuy the game is a win because they're just wasting their own money and they're gonna make themselves broke if they're really that determined.
Man.
I see that as a win, honestly.
And then another thing is, did y'all see? So the new what Treyarch is doing. I don't know if y'all have already heard. Um, Phil, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, so it's not gonna be a Black Ops 5.
Yeah, you was talking to like it's gonna be like Vietnam or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's gonna be a Vietnam based back in Vietnam.
Yeah,
So it's
I saw FaZe Jev talking about that also. He was saying it was gonna be Vietnam also. Or,
they
he was
haven't
saying it was in
confirmed like everything that's gonna be in it. So like fucking battle royale, obviously multiplayer is gonna be in it. There should be um, there should be a campaign, and then of course Treyarch's known for zombies, so I'm sure zombies will appear in it somehow.
Zombies isn't Zombies isn't going to be the same from Treyarch because the guy that did all the zombie stuff, the one who like wrote the story mode and all that
Hmm.
for zombies, and like he basically did everything when it came to Black Ops Zombies. He left Treyarch like late 2019. He left
Yes.
I believe he left late 2019 or maybe early 2020, but he did leave Treyarch. So if they do bring
Okay.
back zombies, it's going to be pretty different. But I mean, zombies was always the best. We had a lot of fun playing Black Ops 4 zombies, Black Ops 1
As long as
zombies.
I'd be happy as long as it doesn't get as bad as Infinite Warfare's zombies
Yeah,
version.
the zombies with the jetpacks was kind of a bit overkill.
Well,
That
they already have like the guy that made the zombies. They already have his ideas and whatnot, so it shouldn't
Yeah.
be that different because they already have everything they need to just do a Vietnam type zombies.
Yeah, they could do it like how like fuck, what's the map? What's that grass map from like
Nuketown.
we talking about zombies here. What are you talking about? It's like the grass map that's in Japan for
I
zombies.
can't remember. I
It's not
can't remember,
it's
man.
not Shino Numa, is it?
Possibly. Well, it's kind of like
I think it is. Like they could
what
just have
I'm.
it set in an area like that because, that was basically 1940s, maybe 1950s, whenever the fuck Black Ops 1 was set. So I think that would be pretty good.
I just. I think Call of Duty is straying away from what they built
Yeah, like I'm
as a
not feeling the
franchise.
same. I'm not feeling the same how I was when I was a little kid playing Black Ops 1. That was the first ever Call of Duty game I got. I still have the original disc like a decade later. I still have it. Um, but I loved Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 was so good, but now as the Call of Duty is like going on, it's just not the same anymore. Like we get into games with like so many hackers now that are like hacking on PC, and it's honestly just so annoying. I know we could turn off our crossplay so that we don't have to worry about getting into games with cheaters anymore. But there still be the occasional cheater that's like on PlayStation or Xbox because they can still find a
Yeah.
way to hack onto that. But I'm I'm honestly 50-50 on whether or not I'll buy the next Call of Duty because it's just not the same anymore.
Yeah, and that's what that's what kind of why I'm feeling on this. This game itself was not a bad game. Like, campaign was good.
I
Fucking
love the
multiplayer
campaign.
is good. Spec Ops. I mean, if you really get into it, I've heard everybody said it's good. It's just really hard, and you have to have like a good team
Yeah.
to fucking do everything.
It's mainly
Um,
Spec Ops is mainly you need like a full squad of 4 with like
and know what they're
communication.
doing.
Yeah. I've played some Spec Ops missions. I've uploaded like one Spec Ops mission. It's honestly pretty difficult, but I mean, it's still fun.
Yeah, and what players don't realize is like when you go into Spec Ops, like with your loadouts, you can upgrade your gun through doing that Spec
Yeah.
Ops. A lot of people don't know that you can do your like upgrade your gun, do your camos through that too. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. But while we're talking about this Call of Duty, me and Marks played Plunder like what was it? Yesterday, 2 days ago. We played
Yeah.
Hmm.
Plunder for the first time. Plunder's actually pretty fun. We played one game of it just to complete like a random challenge that we had where we had to pick up 3 items as Mara. But we actually played like the full game and we got like maybe what, eighth, eighth in the game.
Yeah, I think we got 8. It went a lot.
Base,
It went by a lot faster than I thought it would.
yeah, essentially just pick up money and deliver it to a helicopter and just be the first team to get 1 million.
Okay.
But it was actually a lot of fun. And when you die, you respawn in a random place.
So we all know that fucking stay on the Call of Duty topic with Affinity Award and everything.
Uh huh.
Um, fucking so they released Modern Warfare 2 remaster, which everybody was really happy about.
Yep.
Um, and now they're in the talks of like, from what I've watched on YouTube and research and whatnot, they're saying that they don't have plans for Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer to come out,
Uh huh.
but there was a YouTuber that kind of called Activision and an Infinity War and saying, "Hey, is there plans for the multiplayer?" And they're like, "Yeah, this, that, and the other." And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, "Well, why don't you release that to the public?" But they're also saying that the COD community now won't enjoy like the new and updated stuff within Modern Warfare 2 Remastered for the multiplayer.
I think I think the reason why they didn't release it yet was because this one, Modern Warfare, the one that we're on right now, it hasn't been out for that long. So if they release Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, it's going to take players away from this, and they're just going to go and play Modern Warfare 2 Remastered.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's not really a buy anything in Modern Warfare 2. You remember playing back in Modern Warfare 2, you didn't really have to buy anything besides the map packs.
Yep,
That's all you bought.
that was the only
For
thing.
this,
This
they
this is
have
how this is
the
how they're getting their
store.
money. Yeah, this is how they're getting their money. Everything in the store. Me and Noah are retarded. We bought the phase pack for $10. I've bought plenty of things from the store. I've put a lot of money into this. I'm not proud of it. I've wasted some money on this game, maybe over $100 or so. But Like, this is how they're getting their money with the store. They're actually really smart with it with the battle pass also, because instead of just having map packs, they just release a battle pass and give out the maps for free, and they also bring out new things in the store like every other day.
Yeah, that's why I think like with them doing these battle passes now, I think players are gonna stop steering away from buying that like definitive edition when you like the $100 version that gives you like this extra stuff
Yeah,
because all you have to do is play to fucking get it.
yeah.
But you have some content creators that do buy that stuff.
Mhm.
But it is what it is. I hope for the Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer to come out. I really do. Um, but I think they need to wait a little bit. But they need to also let the COD community decide whether they like it or not.
While we're
Um,
also talking about Modern Warfare remastered games, I saw a little post on IGN, I believe, where they were saying that there are talks of Modern Warfare 3 remastered coming out also, and that's also not going to have a multiplayer. It's just going to be campaign.
yes. So
You saw that
from
also?
me, yeah, from me doing my research, they do plan to do that. Um, you know how it was released overseas before it was released to us.
Mhm.
Um,
Did you see Russia's not releasing Modern Warfare 2 remastered because of all
yeah,
the all of the Russians are the bad guys in the game?
yeah, it does put a like.
Or
I,
no, I saw the exact reason they weren't releasing it. I saw this on IGN also. They said they weren't releasing it because of the no Russian mission.
you got to kind of take that into effect. Like
Yeah, like
that
they
that
could.
kind of put them in a bad predicament.
It
With
did make them look pretty bad, but at the same time, it's like it's a video game. Don't be a little bitch.
you can't necessarily say that because look at the COD community. If you
Everyone's
look
so
up the
toxic.
percentage, if you look up the percentage amount of kids that from the ages of like 14 and maybe 14 to 7,
I
I would
was
say that's a good. I would say that's a good maybe. I want to say maybe 23%, 24%.
I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old playing Modern Warfare 2, no Russian, and I shot every single civilian in that airport with no remorse.
Yeah, like
And look at me now. Look at me now. Like 9, 10 years later, I'm perfectly fine. I have a job. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a felon. Like
yeah,
I know it's a video game. Video games aren't going to affect the way that I act, even no matter how young I was. I was 10 years old playing that.
yeah, but I'm not gonna get into the political parties and what they think. Just
Yeah,
because everybody has their own opinion.
steer clear of that.
But the way we have to roll with society is how that has to play out.
Mhm.
Either you gotta keep rolling with society.
Yeah. But we've been talking about Call of Duty for quite a lot this whole time. I say we move into a different subject that I saw the other day or yesterday on YouTube, like last night, early this morning, where there was a Fortnite's a dead game. We all know that. We don't like Fortnite. But there was a Fortnite event last night where they had a Travis Scott concert in Fortnite.
Hell yeah.
Like I remember like what, a year ago, you, me and Luke, we went to the Marshmallow one, and that shit was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
It was
But it was
pretty
kind of
dumb.
fun, and it was
It,
dumb, but it was kind of fun. It was like different. Like you don't, and that's what they're trying to release on this game too. Like in-game events
mhm.
during Warzone.
I don't know how that's gonna play out.
Yeah, I don't know either, and I don't mean to talk about Call of Duty, but like let Fortnite do their thing, and
Yeah,
Call of
too
Duty.
many too many games are trying to be like Fortnite now because Fortnite blew up in like 2 years. Too many games are trying to be like it.
Yeah, but I mean, you had like a lot of content creators leave Fortnite, due to the
because
fact that everything that was going on with like the robot, you could get into like a armored robot mech.
yeah, so a lot of the reasons why so many Fortnite players and content creators that played Fortnite, a lot of the reasons why they left was because of the developers for that game were absolutely stupid as fuck, and they were just throwing in a bunch of dumb shit into the game. Like obviously season 10, like the last time we played, that's when they had the armored mechs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and like in like this season for Fortnite, apparently they had like hitmen that are around the map, and they're like sometimes they're absolute lasers, and they'll just like two tap you, shoot you in the head, and you're dead.
Yeah. Have y'all seen the new game that just blew up? It's called Valorant.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff on that.
A little bit.
I don't know how I feel about that. It
So
looks like a cartoony version of CS:GO.
yeah, so pretty much that's pretty much what it is. Um, a lot of content creators are getting on it. Of course, they have the PC and whatnot, but
Yeah, a lot of creators started playing it a lot back when it was in like a closed beta. I don't know what it's in now, but a lot of people on Twitch were playing it when it was in a closed beta.
hmm I just wish like some games that came out on PC were released to the public as well as.
Yeah. But yeah, I posted on my Snapchat story. I'd I'd be down to play a random game of Fortnite with a gamer girl that hits me up. So any gamer girls out there, hit your boy up. I'll play a game of Fortnite with you. I haven't played in like a year or two because I'm dog shit, so you're gonna have to carry me. But hit me up, let's make this count. Except for my ex, we aren't playing Fortnite ever. I don't know if she's gonna watch this or not. She subscribed to me on YouTube, but I don't know if she's gonna watch this. Especially not like 27 minutes into the video. Probably not. So, it's mainly been me and Noah talking this whole time. Marks, anything you want to say?
Remove skill-based matchmaking if you create another game. 'Cause that shit sucks.
Yeah.
Or at least make it like close to skill-based matchmaking. Like I understand where they come into like why they do it. I really do.
So sucky
Um,
players can
Play against sucky
do
players,
better.
yes. But I mean, like
I can
it's
I can
something.
understand it. I can understand it. It is dumb, but I can understand it because it's like if you're dog shit at the game, it'll put you in a game with like other people that are dog shit so that you can like, progress into the game and get better. Like
Yes,
if you're
but
if you're bad at the game, it'll just throw you into a game that's like with a bunch of people that are so much better than you, and then you'll like never end up getting good at it because you'll just get
here's
shit
the
on
way
every
I
time.
look at it. When I was young, I started playing Call of Duty with the very first one, and then Call of Duty 2 and 3 and so on and so forth. Never played any Black Ops, like, I played them, but never owned any. Poor family situation.
Hmm.
But
Why are you laughing, Noah?
anytime I played, there was no skill-based matchmaking. I faced random people, random ways. I died a whole lot, or I did good sometimes.
Yeah,
I got
same.
killed by so many people, and I want that. I want to just dog on people nonstop, and I'll get dogged on. Obviously,
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm good,
I can
but
respect that also. Like we all went
I
through the
don't
same thing.
I
We
don't
all
want
went
to
through the
face
same thing.
people every day with M4s and MP5s who have high stats because they play with the best guns in the game. Like it's boring.
Marx is saying he doesn't want to die to people with M4s, while all of our loadouts in our characters' hands right now are all M4s.
Yeah,
That's
because
just. I think the M4 looks like it's the best looking gun in the game.
I mainly
it
I
is
mainly
the best
use
gun
it is the
looking.
best gun. I just use the M4 whenever I'm just like chilling out, going for a challenge. If I'm trying to get a gun gold, obviously I'll get a gun gold. But if I'm just like chilling, not trying to do anything, I'll just use the M4 and just chill out because I'm not taking it serious at that time.
I have one M4 class.
I got one M4 class also. Actually, technically 2, because I got one for multiplayer and one for Warzone.
Same.
Oh yeah, the AK sucks.
Yeah, you still hate the AK.
It's trash.
I hear Noah munching on some chips now.
I don't have no chips. I got some Reese's Pieces, dog.
That's what that is.
The girlfriend sent me a care package.
The fuck?
Aw, how cute.
Sorry you're quarantined. Here's some shit.
Here's Easter candy. I'm not quarantined. I'm just in a. There's a travel ban right now from the Marine Corps.
I mean, there's a travel ban in like every state right now, really. But a lot of people in Virginia are not taking that shit serious whatsoever.
Yeah, North Carolina is one of the more relaxed states for this.
Our governor is still a dumb piece of shit, in case you were wondering. I feel like we're running out of conversation right now.
No. There's always good conversation.
Anything else anything else to talk about?
I'm making coffee.
This motherfucker making coffee at 11:44 at night.
I woke up at 6, okay? This is like my lunch coffee.
Alright, so you wanna hear a story of Marks and coffee?
Yeah, let's hear some funny stories. Story time.
So, obviously, I used to work with Marks. Of course.
You did?
And,
Yeah, you did?
yeah. Before he got out of the Marine Corps. This motherfucker every morning, cafe, 0705, fucking ready to, like right there, getting his coffee. Then he'd sit there for 15 minutes talking. I think it'd be around 9:45ish, 10, between 9:45 and 10:15. This man would be like, I gotta go shit. Gone for the next 45 minutes. Sometimes you have to run there and check on him, make sure he didn't fall asleep.
On the toilet.
I remember one time I walked in and asked him if he was good. He said, nah, it hurts so bad I can't get off the toilet.
And then I'd go right back down and get another coffee during lunch.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Coffee during lunch. He didn't leave to go back to his room. And then before he leaves, he grabs another coffee.
Nice.
So, Marks would have like a large cup of coffee that cost him like $5.50 3 times a day. Whatever.
So, are you done with your story?
Yeah, man would shit his ass off.
Huh. But so with that whole Travis Scott concert that I was talking about in Fortnite, I saw a list on Instagram not too long ago of like they have 5 like times for it. Obviously, one was yesterday. I think one was today. And then they
tomorrow.
Yeah, they have 5 total shows. They're having one at midnight.
Tonight?
They're having one at midnight in like 15 minutes. They're gonna have one at 11 a.m. and then they're gonna have another one like in 2 days or so.
Yeah.
But I feel like they mainly did all that because they're just trying to draw people back into playing the game, which I saw it on YouTube. I saw what it looked like on YouTube, that whole concert. It was actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, what is he singing Astro World? Or is
he there's like 5 songs in the show. It's like Sicko Mode, Stargazing, Goosebumps, Highest in the Room, and then a new song that dropped like yesterday called The Scots.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like those 5 songs, and it's like it's maybe 10 to 15 minutes long.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. It was pretty cool. Make for a good YouTube video, eh?
Yeah, it would.
Sorry guys, we're gonna have to end it here.
I'm not
and go
downloading
Fortnite.
that trash game.
Yeah.
I'm never downloading that trash ass game again.
It's so bad, but like I said, if I can get a gamer girl to play with me, I'll play it. Once again, gamer girls, hit me up. Your boy is single and ready to mingle.
You know, I think I would have gotten to that game if they didn't have like mats or anything you had to use to like build
Yeah.
forts.
That's like the basics.
I don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com. Come hit me up.
Yeah, I understand where you're getting. Like, obviously that's like the fucking point of the game. You have to build. And you have to be good at building to fucking win. But
I think that's why we liked the Warzone and Blackout so much, was because it was like Call of Duty but Battle Royale, and we didn't have to build whatsoever. All we had to do was just shoot people, which is the
well,
only thing we're good at.
the first ever battle royale thing that dropped was not either of those. It was
Minecraft
not
Hunger
Warzone.
Games.
It was PUBG.
Minecraft Hunger Games.
That was fun too. I remember
Minecraft
playing
Hunger
that growing up.
Games.
And you had
Dude,
like
I was like
fucking an hour
I
and a
was
half to figure out what the hell you were gonna do.
I was like 11 years old watching that on YouTube every day.
Yeah.
This was like I would watch that every day when y'all went to play Xbox 360 and I was still playing PS3.
Nah. So back to that subject of, back from a long time ago. So when we were playing PS3, I want to say what had happened, like PS3, and then as soon as the PS4 came out, like I got it like the day after it came out, and
Yeah,
that's
I
what
got
I
it
was
a few
stuck on
months
playing.
after.
And then I didn't realize like y'all had PS4s, when it first came out.
I got it like a few months after it came out.
But the only way I would play with y'all, like me and Nick would screen, like split screen, and that's how we used to play with y'all.
I remember you and Trey, we were playing GTA. We were playing GTA on PS4, and I'm guessing Zach didn't have it at the time, and Nick surely did not have it. We were just playing, and Trey was like, "Hey, tell Nick to get a tell Nick to get a PlayStation." Like he told you to tell him that because he was at your house at the time, and or you had your PlayStation at his house. It was one of those. But then you told him to do that, and then a few months later, Zach got a PlayStation also, and then we started playing again. And then a few months after that, Nick got a PlayStation, and then that's how the crew or the squad got reformed. And then
And then me and Nick, like,
Noah went to the Marine Corps, met Marks, and now Marks is part of the squad.
Yee.
too bad he's never met any of y'all in person.
Yeah, we've never met Marks.
That, that guy's a character.
He's a character.
One of the biggest influentials during my Marine Corps
He
career.
influences me. He inspires me.
I'm such a bad influence.
This is true.
You said every day Marks would make you rethink your life.
Yeah, he'd
Well-
make me question it.
What were some of the things that he said to make you do that?
Oh, he wouldn't say it. Some of the shit he would do.
Oh, some of the things he would do. What were some of the things that he did, as long as they are appropriate for YouTube?
So typically I'd get to work like 5 minutes before Marks did. Or at least I'd be walking in and he'd be down at the cafe.
What, he call you a fucking teacher's pet for getting there so early?
No. That was just my thing. I always got there early. And the first thing he'd be like, "Good morning, Miracle." I'd be like, "Good morning." And the next thing you know,
Bitch.
everything's off my desk. Packages, fucking pins, paper clips, staples.
So, did you say everything on your desk would be gone? Or there was like a bunch
Yeah.
of random shit there?
It'd be like anything I'd use for work related.
So all that would be gone?
He'd literally swipe his hands across my desk and knock shit off.
Oh, so he just pushed it to the floor?
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
This is one of the things I remember. I remember prior to him getting out, It was a week before he got out, and I can't remember, but we were bullshitting at work, and he walked in, and and he stood in front of my monitor. I stood right in front of my monitor. I was like, what are you doing? He said, oh, nothing. And he grabs my monitor, and the screen's facing towards me. And he grabs my monitor and just starts squeezing. Next thing you know, cracks the fucking monitor.
What the fuck?
And I looked at him and I go, alright, how do you want me to explain this to QC? He said, I don't know, switch it out with the other monitors. And I look at him, I said, the other monitor that's free is fucking broken. He goes, well, looks like you gotta go talk to QC.
What'd you tell him?
So at the time there was
We switched out the monitors, and I'm like, go talk to QC about your broken monitor. How it doesn't work. Not the one that's I broke, but the one that's already broken.
And which they were tracking on it was already broken, the one we switched out. And to this day, that monitor that he broke is still sitting in the office.
Oh my god.
And it was funny. I was like, you just broke government property and you're getting out in a week. Like, there's so much bad shit that could happen if they figured it out. But during the time, like, there was a shitty ass Lance Corporal there, that worked in fucking a department of where we worked. And he was just like, what happened? And I told him, he was like, oh, that's no problem. We'll just go get you a fucking monitor from the back. It wasn't brand new, but it was like mint condition used. Funny, one of the funniest fucking things before he left.
What else did he do?
Shit, dude, like, some of the comments he would make. Like, he would just piss people off, just to piss them off, to ruin their day. It'd be the funniest fucking thing ever.
No one just says that, you hear Marks in the background just starting to laugh.
Like, I remember we were having a group conversation, and Mark said something dumb. I can't remember what the group conversation was about. But in our section, like, during that time, like, it was majority females. It was me, him, Huff. We were the only 3 males. And V. V during that time. V was there.
That's how you met Lando.
So, Lando, yeah, when Lando came. And we were having a group conversation, and I think it was about the raping of this Air Force
What the fuck?
officer. And she just came out about a raping. He was like, Marsh was like, well, she kept it quiet for this long, so she must have just liked it. And all the females' heads turned towards him. And dude, like, when I mean it got dead silent, it got dead silent. And like the sergeant at the time, and the fact that like my chief warrant officer was in the room when he said that, and my chief warrant officer had to walk out because he started laughing.
Dude, I would have said the same thing if I was in his situation, and if I was there, I would have had to walk out the room also.
And the thing is, like, I was shaking my head at Marks and trying not to laugh. And dude, I got yelled at. I got yelled at for smirking at what he said later on. And during that time, my other corporal was pregnant.
What the fuck?
And my other corporal, she was a female. She pretty much after Marks left, she took me like underneath her wing and whatnot. And I got my ass chewed out so much, like I had no savior anymore after fucking Marks left. So like, I got my ass chewed every day.
So what happened to Marks after he said that?
Nothing. They just was like, really, Marks?
No one ever fucking did anything because I already hated life. Man. They knew I was getting out, so I didn't care what happened.
They just gave him a slap on the back, like, don't do that again.
Yeah,
they patted my back.
And then he turns around. He turns it around and does it again. She
I'm trying to
probably liked
remember.
it.
I
I'm trying
remember
to
we were
remember
talking
right
about
now.
the wall, and half of the females were Mexican. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think Trump should really build that wall. There's too many Mexicans coming into this country.
Yeah, dude. And
This is a
our
side of
office was like half Hispanic females. Mostly all of them were.
this is a side of Marks that I never knew existed.
It was just one of those things, man. Like
Oh my
it's
god.
motherfucking Marks, dude. There's stories upon stories with him.
I bet there are.
Trying to remember some more. I mean, like we had good barrack stories, but
These
I'm
these
not.
stories are some of like these stories are some of the best stories that I've heard in a while.
So I was drinking with a buddy. We had a bottle of Crown and bottle of Jack Daniels, and I drank the Captain because that's just my favorite. And then we started diving into the Jack Daniels. We go out for a smoke, and my buddy, I'm just going to Sprad. We go out for a smoke, and he's standing. It was a pavilion, and there was picnic tables in the pavilion, and he's standing on the edge of the cement and grass, just standing there. And I'm sitting down. I'm just trying to like calm myself down because I'm drunk as hell. And he's just standing there, and all I hear is projectile vomit coming out of this man's mouth. And I look, and it's going like 5 feet. And I don't get sick if people puke. I just don't. But since I was so drunk, my mind was like, hey, that's what I need to do. I need to do what he's doing. So I projectile vomited about 3 feet.
Oh my god.
We went on for like maybe 3-4 minutes. And I'm still sitting there because I'm like, I'm not moving. I'm going to fall over on my face if I move. And a whole group of people came up to us, handed us like 4 water bottles. They're like, are you good? Do you need help? I'm like, no. No, man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just going to drink this water. I'm good. Meanwhile, my friend, Sprad, is just laying in the grass, just passed out, just drunk. I'm like, alright. I'll get duty. We'll get him. Don't worry. And
Your
that was probably one of the last times I got that drunk.
your story reminded me of a story that I have back in July. So it was July 3rd. I was at Zach's house. So we had a little July, the 3rd of July party instead of like the 4th. We were partying on the 3rd instead. So we were we were just chilling there. It was me, Zach, James, Michael, and one of James's friends who was going into the Marine Corps, I believe. I think his name was Ryan.
Yeah, his name's Ryan.
But so it was us five there, and we're just chilling. And so I had maybe 2 Bud Lights, and then after that they just fed me like 12 shots of SoCo in like less than a minute. They just fed me 12 shots of SoCo in less than a minute.
Mm.
And liquor after beer was, how's the saying go?
Beer after
Beer
liquor,
before.
never sicker. Or beer before liquor, never sicker.
Yeah.
And then
Beer
liquor
before
before
liquor.
beer. It's like liquor before beer, you're in the clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was not in the clear. Those those 12 shots after the 2 Bud Lights fucked me up.
I remember. So
Michael
I
Michael
think
sent a Michael sent a fucking picture to the group channel. It was like, can't hang. I was like, I just took 12 fucking shots of SoCo in less than a minute after 2 Bud Lights. You shut your fucking whore mouth. And
yeah,
I
one of the
I went
funniest things
outside and
is
vomited like 5
yeah.
feet.
Fucking this was like Mark's last year, and we had a golf tournament. It was to raise money for our ball, his last ball, and we had a golf tournament, and we got a group of guys to do our like golf, and it was free beer, like free rolling beer carts. It's always
I
free.
hear Mark's laughing.
And let me tell you, these boys got tore up from the floor up. Like all of us were tore up.
We would. So we were allowed to drive go-karts, 1 or 2 per team. It was whatever. We had each go-kart just completely filled with beer.
Oh my goodness.
And if it felt even a little bit warm, we had to drink it as fast as possible.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna assume y'all drunk a lot.
yeah, it was bad. It was a bad time. Well, it was a good time, but it was bad for the ending because we had to go back to work and get our safety brief from our sergeant, Sergeant Wilcox.
Oh, the
And
one
us
that we were
walking in.
playing with not too long ago?
Yeah, and we walked in the office. We walked in the office, and we're all highly intoxicated. It's me, Marks, Elmore is one of the guys. Um, that's pretty much everybody that we worked with during that time. Um,
Enriquez wasn't part of this section, I don't think, anymore.
no, I think he was downstairs.
Yeah.
Um, so we walked in to get our fucking safety brief. And we're not stumbling, but we just have that, like, that walk. So you can tell, like, oh, these motherfuckers been drinking. And Sergeant Wilcox looks at us and was like, hey, y'all know what not to do, right? Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And you just see Elmore, our buddy, he just starts teetering over and about to fucking face plant the desk. And me and Marks grabbed him real quick and we were like, stop, we're at work. And it was a good time. And Sergeant Wilcox at the time, he looked at us, he said, here's our safety brief, quick safety brief. Get the hell out of here now. And we all had to fucking walk back to the barracks, drunk as shit.
It wasn't purely because we were drunk, but because we played golf in hot weather, so we were dehydrated, drunk.
Yeah, severely dehydrated.
And I think later that night we got drunk again too.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
god.
was, yeah, we got drunk twice that day, and then the following day we went to a party up in a room where it was just straight fucking liquor.
Sounds like a good time.
The
Yeah.
good times before the staff took duty.
So there's this guy on YouTube. I don't know if y'all have heard of him before. His name's Steve Will Do It. He hangs out with the Nelk Boys. Please tell me y'all know who the Nelk Boys are.
No, I actually don't.
You don't know who they are? So
Mm-mm.
they're from Canada. I'm pretty sure they're from Toronto. They do a lot of like pranks and shit. They do a lot of like the airport pranks and like fucking like pranks in different countries basically. Look up the Nelk Boys later. You will not be disappointed. The video that I sent to you where it was the guy pranking the Zoom class and there was the lady in the background who was like, do you know how to start the dishwasher or whatever? And it was his name's Kyle. He was like, shut the fuck up, mom. Like he just yells at that video that I sent to you.
I've seen
Oh,
that,
okay.
Yeah, that's who the Nelk Boys are. So Steve Will Do It. Speaking of partying, he is absolutely wild. I saw a video after the Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone fight. He
Mhm.
drank a full bottle of proper 12. Like he straight chugged that whole bottle.
My nipples got hard.
And
Alright.
and let's just say
Green light!
I'm pretty
Pistol in the
sure
party don't seem
I'm
right.
pretty sure he did throw up after that.
Bruh.
But yeah,
Sorry guys, I'm listening to music.
well, thanks. But definitely do look up the Nelk Boys when y'all get off tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're absolutely hilarious. But yeah,
So I think that was a good first podcast, I guess you can say.
yeah,
We had a good time.
yeah, not bad at all. You know,
Takes it back, gets think about
we're
different
at
things.
about 55 minutes right now.
Hell yeah.
That's way longer than I thought we were gonna go for. Actually, I thought we were going to go for like maybe 30.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah.
Mark says stories of me like bad,
Well,
bad.
we're gonna have to save those stories for next week.
Yeah.
Catch us
All right.
next week on
But yeah,
stories about Miracle being a bad boy.
but yeah, catch us next week. Catch us next week. This was a first time thing. If it does better than we expect, we'll definitely do more. But this is just a
We
test to
out.
see how we do. But yeah, we out of this. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all tune in to the Squadcast podcast coming at ya on the YouTubes. Later.